Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be doing a live reaction to Payday 3 Dev Diary Episode 1. Let's get straight into it.
And then, a light bulb switched in my head and I was like, yes, that's exactly it. Hello, Eisters.
And welcome to the Payday 3 Developer Diaries.
We're very excited to finally be able to share some details around Payday 3 and to give you a peek behind our curtains as we talk about some of the highlights and challenges we've faced during the making of Payday 3.
We've put together multiple episodes with the help of several members of the Payday development team, and in these episodes we'll give everyone a chance to say more on their individual responsibility and passion to see how it has been applied in the making of Payday 3. We hope you'll find these developer diaries both interesting and enlightening, and that we'll manage to quench some of your curiosity and desire for more information.
Today's video is the first in the series, and it's set to serve as an introduction to Payday 3, where we discuss some key topics around what players will recognize from the Payday you already know, as well as what will set it apart as a separate and unique experience. Without further ado, let's go. I think a lot of Payday 2 players are gonna go like, oh, so this is exactly how I do it. But you will also notice that there are a lot of small features that somehow affect the game and makes it into a completely different thing than Payday 2 ever was.
I think the biggest change from Payday 2 to Payday 3 is just generally how the heist experience has evolved. My name is Andreas and I work as a producer on Payday 3. In Payday 2 you have stealth and then you have loud, which is pretty binary, and that's something that we really wanted to flesh out and evolve. So in Payday 3 you have stealth and then you have something that we call search, which essentially is guards are looking for you and they're suspicious.
So that's going to be an interesting thing to go over real quick. So in Payday 2, guards kind of had pre-planned routes that they go and look at. They do get suspicious if they were trying to see you, but they don't really come after you, you know what I mean? They just kind of go back to sitting there or going back to their normal pre-planned route. They never really strayed from that, but hopefully this time it gives the guards more life, and if they get suspicious, they'll actually leave their post or leave their walking route and come explore other parts and actually try to see what's going on instead of just sitting there playing dumb, obviously.
And then you have something really interesting, which is called negotiation. So first responders arrive to the scene, and if you have hostages, you can start trading them to buy time before the cops get in. Or you can save the hostages for later because you can trade them for resources.
So that's going to be another new and interesting aspect of the game, where it's kind of like almost evolving into a realistic part where you'll obviously want to trade hostages for more time, which makes sense. And then the fact that you can hold them and use them as a shield to protect yourself is pretty legitimate. And then obviously if you need stuff as like a robber or whatever, you can request it by trading for a civilian.
So the Payday gang has moved from Washington DC to New York City, and a big reason for that is because New York is just the capital of capitalism. Heisting with your friends and having all those skyscrapers around you, the yellow cabs, more pedestrians and traffic, that's just a very important piece in elevating the experience in general.
The fact that there's potential for vehicles to be driving by is pretty interesting. Like, that would be adding to the stealth aspect for sure, where you have to be careful by watching for vehicles passing by that you can get in trouble and spotted. And it is good that they're adding more civilians that are walking around the streets, which is good and bad for stealthing, but it makes it harder.
There is a ton of stuff, right, that makes New York the place to be. but more so, it's tied to the story and the narrative of Payday. Something that has grown more and more interesting over the years, especially so for the players, who have really come to like the story and are wondering what's going to happen next for the Payday gang.
So Payday 3 will take place in New York City at launch, and we're definitely going to see the gang move to different locations as the game grows and scales over time.
For Payday 3, there will be the original gang and 2 more heisters.
Not gonna lie, these graphics are looking pretty clean so far compared to the other game, which is obviously old and outdated. There's only so much you could do graphics wise. But these graphics are looking pretty fresh and pretty clean. It's only beta footage as of right now, so it will only get better from here. But I'm glad that they brought back the 4 main guys. Pretty nice.
That will join them.
So I think we're definitely going to see collaborations for Payday 3 as well. What's important for us, and that's something that we've taken like as a general consensus from the community as well, it has to fit the universe, and we don't want to do stuff that really breaks immersion. So as long as it's a natural fit and it elevates what the game is about, absolutely.
Over the past decade, we've done more than 30 different collaborations for Payday, introducing new characters, new heists, and I think the message I want to make really clear to the Payday fans out there is that for launch, we want to focus on the core gang and the core original story of Payday and Payday 3. As we go into the post-launch of Payday 3, anything can happen. You are...
So, I know I stopped in mid-sentence, but it's good that they're going to be focusing on just the game's initial content. They're not going to be trying to do collaborations. But who knows how long games and game developers will wait till they start adding stuff, more DLCs and all that stuff. But hopefully they wait a decent amount of time and don't just jump straight into it like a lot of other games do.
Right, that the gang has definitely grown older, and I think that's one of the cool things with Payday as a trilogy now, is that the story and the characters share a red thread through the games. So whatever happened to one of the characters in Payday 2 over its lifespan, that it will somehow be reflected in Payday 3. The coolest feature in Payday 3, one of the first one that comes to my mind, is when you're in the bank, the civilians are everywhere, the cops start rushing in. What you can do in Payday 3 that you've never been able to do before in the Payday franchise is that you can take civilians as hostages and use them as a shield towards the law enforcement. There has been a lot of comments on stream, because we stream several times a week now, and every time we do, there are always Payday 3 questions. Definitely there's been some heavy hitters that have suggested things or asked things where I've gone like, that's actually a fact, you know? So if you asked that question, you were right.
These guns are looking pretty clean, I'm not gonna lie. They look smooth, like locked and loaded and ready to go pretty much. I don't know else how to explain it, but weapons are obviously a key point in a game that's a FPS game, so they look pretty fresh and clean.
Arrived in Washington. Why is it so hard to... They haven't been sleeping around. They've been sleeping around.
Sleeping around.
My God! My God! Chains, Wolf, Hoxton, Houston? I don't know where Houston is.
Alright guys, that's pretty much it for episode 1 diary. Stay tuned for the next episode. Who knows when they'll release that? It could be this coming weekend or next week, who knows? Or they could have one planned for all the way up till the launch, who knows? But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.